Series. This will wrap up the homestand. Ed Yost Ball Club, 8.5 back in the AL Central. Starting lineups are presented by Quaker State, real, durable oil. Top of the order, Alex Gordon has become a star in Kansas City since he's moved to left field. How about the Emilio Bonifacio, the second baseman? Billy Butler, the DH, against Mark Buehrle. He's got a lot of at-bats and had a lot of success, hitting .357 with 3 homers and 15 RBIs. And Sal Perez, the young catcher's last 3 games, he's 7 for 11 with a pair of home runs and 4 RBIs. They're set to take on the veteran Mark Buehrle.
Mark Buehrle making his 28th start of the year. Very impressive. 424 consecutive starts without a stint on the DL. That shows his durability. Also, by winning his 10th game the other day, it's his 13th consecutive year of winning 10 games or more. That in itself is impressive. 200 inning a year guy. What GM in baseball wouldn't want him?
Manager's dream, consistency. You know what you get with Mark Buehrle. He's going to give you some hits. He's going to keep you in a ball game, and he'll give you a chance to win. So Alex Gordon steps in. Gordon, the left fielder. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. It's upstairs for ball 1. Gordon hit his first big league home run right here at Rogers Center, April 10th of 2007. That came against Josh Towers. Another pitch upstairs. We mentioned Mark Buehrle has really enjoyed a good run since the All-Star break. A little cutter that Gordon misses. In fact, you talk about consistency. Buehrle understands his delivery probably as well as anybody.
Well, he's not a max effort guy, and therefore he's always under control. We talked about it the other day about a pitcher's balance point and how he generates all his energy toward the plate, and that allows him to square up, makes him a Gold Glove type defender, a fifth infielder, if you will. And you know, those are all things that Mark Buehrle does so well, and that attributes to his longevity.
Just missed downstairs. It's full count. Emilio Bonifacio on deck. He was traded to Kansas City August 14th. How about Buehrle throwing a changeup on a 3-2 count to pick up his first strikeout? 1 down. Take a look at the defense for the Blue Jays behind Buehrle, and this outfield has played well. Kevin Pillar, Anthony Gose, and Moises Sierra, they've all made good plays since they've been in the big leagues. Brett Laurie, Jose Reyes on the left side, Ryan Goins and Adam Lynn on the right side. JP Arancibia behind the plate, making his 98th start of the season. Kevin Pillar, in his 13th start, has impressed with his arm strength and his coverage out in left field. Emilio Bonifacio, second baseman, goes after the pitch and fouls it out of play. He's behind quickly, 0-2.
New hitting coach after George Brett decided he had enough is Pedro Gaffol, and Pedro immediately kind of took Emilio aside and said,
Lynn makes a good play, and Bonifacio's going to beat it out. Well, we knew one thing he could do was run, and Lynn had to make a play deep, and you see Bonifacio hearing the boos from the crowd, but he beat that out easily.
Well, what his new hitting coach has convinced him, number one, is to get deeper into counts. And he said, put the ball on the ground, not in the air. You have that tremendous speed. These are things that John Gibbons and, of course, all the people here in Toronto tried to get him to do, but he's kind of bought into it. And there you see Mark Buehrle just not reacting real well. Adam Lynn's playing way back at the speed of Emilio, gets him down to first base.
And, of course, you better keep your eye on him at first. He has had 8 steals since joining the Royals. He's got 20 stolen bases for the season. Eric Hosmer, the first baseman. Bonifacio knows that move well. He has seen Buehrle utilize that all season long. Hosmer batting .294. There goes Bonifacio. Arancibia's throw is a good one, but not in time. Good strong throw from Arancibia, but Bonifacio got a great jump against Mark Buehrle. 9 for 9 since joining the Royals in stolen bases. Kansas City leads the major leagues with 122 steals now. Sounds like the old Kansas City Royals. Hosmer takes one outside.
It's always been a big part of the philosophy of the Royals is that running game. And Emilio, you know, there's probably Blue Jays fans that said, why didn't he do that when he was here? Well, he just, for whatever reason, never felt comfortable stealing bases when he was on. And now they've really encouraged him. Take off. Use that speed.
Hosmer pulls it on the right side. Goins throws him out. Bonifacio goes to third, but now there are 2 down. One thing we have seen with Mark Buehrle over this most recent hot streak is his ability to make pitches with runners on base.
Well, especially early in the ball game, like all pitchers, Mark probably struggles more in the first few innings than any other time in the game. But he's also, because of his knowledge of the art of pitching, he understands what pitches can get a ground ball, what pitches can get a fly ball. It's not always about strikeouts for him.
Billy Butler has always been a tough out for Mark Buehrle. Mentioned Butler's career average against Buehrle is .351. Missed downstairs. It's 3-0. Sal Perez is on deck, the young catcher who has got a hot hand right now.
Yeah, he does.
3-0.
I think that was a strike. There was a grunt called.
Paul Emmel behind the plate made a very definitive strike call. 3-1, 2 outs. Hit hard, but right to the third baseman. Laurie across the diamond, and Buehrle again. Strands a runner into first. We'll go to the bottom of the first, top of the order for the Jays. Bonifacio said one of us has got to get there quick. Neither one of them is going to get there before Bonifacio.
I got it. You take it.
Let's take a look at the Blue Jays lineup. Jose Reyes top the order. Edwin Encarnacion, 20 games against the Royals for his career. He's got 3 homers and 12 RBIs. And Brent Laurie, he too has hit well against Kansas City. A .318 average with 3 triples, a homer, and 5 RBIs. And they're going to take on Irvin Santana, the right-hander who's riding a hot streak right now.
Irvin Santana really is pitching well since the All-Star break. He's 3-1 with a .284 ERA, 16 earned runs in 50.2 innings. He's a guy that gets ahead, and he depends on that wicked slider. You want to try to avoid getting to that pitch, but he's also been working on a changeup here recently, and he's been throwing that quite a bit more when he is ahead, and hopefully trying to roll over a ground ball.
Santana in his first year with the Royals. Here's his first pitch, and Reyes jumps on it. Gerard Dyson, the center fielder, makes an easy play of it. Ryan Goins has certainly made an impression early on, not only with the bat, but with the glove.
Well, he's doing so many things right. Number one, he's making pitcher's mistakes one of those weapons for himself, and he's doing a great job turning double plays defensively. See this relay throw here. Perfect strike for JP to get Alex Rodriguez at home in the Yankees series. He feels and looks like a big league ball player.
Ryan has a 6-game hit streak to start his career, batting .455 during that stretch. Chad Mottola has been very pleased with all of the young hitters and the way they've made adjustments. 0-2 quickly in a hole is Goins. The only Blue Jay to have a longer hit streak than Ryan Goins is Jesse Barfield, who had an 8-game streak in '91. Bonifacio from the outfield throws wide and pulls Hosmer off the base. That was the problem Bonifacio had here with the Blue Jays, and Goins reaches on the throwing error by Bonifacio. That's his first error as a Royal.
Yeah, maybe it's Rogers Center, maybe it's the turf, but Emilio gets to this ball with plenty of time, turns, and then just throws a little looper over there to Hosmer and pulls him off the bag.
Well, isn't that interesting? He had not committed an error at second in his first 5 starts. He started 5 at second, 5 at third, and 5 in center field. So Goins is aboard for Edwin Encarnacion. We mentioned his great run against Kansas City, over 20 career games. Looking for one more RBI to reach 100. Santana delivers a strike. It's 1-1. Santana, we mentioned he's in his first year with the Royals. He's now 30 years old. Comes out of the Dominican Republic. Grew up in San Cristobal. San Cristobal is noted for big arms. Players that have come out there, including Santana, include Jose Rio, Jose Guillen, who had a tremendous arm from the outfield, and former Blue Jay Raul Mondesi. Ball on the strike. Upstairs. In baseball circles in the Dominican Republic, San Cristobal is known as the town that makes big arms. Santana has a no-hitter to his credit. Came at Cleveland against the Indians in 2011. Kind of shown spoiled a pretty good pitch. Jack, the word is out that Santana will try to finish at bats with that slider.
Well, he's got a very, very good slider, and the thing is, the league kind of starts knowing about that, so the effectiveness of it goes away for a pitcher, and he's got to learn to mix things up when he's ahead in the count, so it keeps hitters honest.
There's a drive toward left field. Gordon coming over, and he dives. It's off his glove. Goins is around second. He's headed for third, and they're going to stop him there as Encarnacion checks in at second base. It's a double for Encarnacion. Gordon dove for it, got a piece of it, but he couldn't make the catch. The Blue Jays are threatening early against Santana.
First base coach Rusty Kuntz had all of the Royal outfielders out before the game, throwing to second base and taking some fly balls here at Rogers Center with the roof closed. That time it looked like Alex Gordon got a little bit of a slow jump and tried to recover by diving. Ryan Goins did a great job of making sure that ball dropped. He kind of held up between first and second. Once it dropped, he was able to get to third base.
Adam Lind goes after the first pitch and swings right through it.
There's that slider of Santana's. Good pitch down and away, kind of a backdoor slider.
Lind has 3 career home runs against Santana. Ball in the dirt. That's a roadblock behind the plate. Sal Perez, just 23 years old, has impressed the baseball world with his defensive skills. Shifting quickly to his left and getting that big body in front of that baseball. Ball on the strike. Way outside.
Good tailing fastball there. It looked like it was going to start on the corner and just really ran away.
Brett Lawrie is waiting on deck. Just one out. .23-year-old Sal Perez is a master behind the plate with his arm.
Wild pitch there. He recovers quickly and reacts so well. Look at the quick release. That's Brett Gardner who can run, and then from his knees, able to throw out a couple runners. And he gets a little excited sometimes, which is great. You love to see the emotion in a young player. That can really motivate not only his pitcher but the whole team.
Walks another ball in the dirt, and you can see how effortlessly he blocks that ball. Jack, that's got to give a pitcher a lot of confidence, especially with a runner at third.
You know, a lot of times a pitcher will throw the ball down with the purpose of maybe bouncing it, hoping that a hitter sees it, recognizes it knee high, and then it goes down out of the zone. Sometimes they swing over top of it, but a catcher's got to block that pitch.
Ground ball up the middle. One run is in to score. Encarnacion's being waved home. Here's the throw to the plate, not in time. Adam Lind has put the Jays up by 2. A ground ball base hit up the middle drives home Goins and Encarnacion.
Good hitting right there for Adam Lind, driving up the middle, and Goins, who was on with that first error of the game, ultimately comes in to score along with Edwin
Encarnacion. You can see he comes across home plate and really gingerly putting on the brakes. He's been hampered by a sore ankle, and he's able to score. Lynn picks up 2 RBIs. Lawrie goes after the first pitch. The Kansas City Royals have a 5-game winning streak. They have now allowed 2 runs already in this game. That snaps a streak of 4 straight wins, allowing just 1 run. Lawrie bounces it over the mound. Shortstop Escobar steps on the bag, goes to first to end the inning. But Adam Lind with a 2-run single has given Mark Buehrle and the Jays a 2-0 lead. Early. The 2 first-inning runs. Sal Perez, a 23-year-old catcher, will start things off for the Royals. Perez over his last 3 games, 7 for 11 with a pair of home runs. He only has 4 at-bats against Mark Buehrle, but he has 3 hits. Buehrle throws that pitch just so tantalizing on the outside corner.
That's just a great changeup right there.
Hot shot. Reyes bobbles it, takes his time, and fires a strike for first. 1 down.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet, brought to you by the 2013 Honda Civic, Canada's best-selling car 15 years in a row. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Reyes never panicked once he bobbled the ball. He took his time, picked it up, and threw Perez out at first. Mike Moustakas, the third baseman. Moustakas has had a down year with the bat. And Buehrle jumps ahead of him quickly. Inside. Buehrle slipped on the mound, lost his balance a bit, threw that cutter inside, and Moustakas was able to get a piece of it to stay alive.
Like he caught a spike, rolled his ankle over a little.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Pulled to first. Buehrle gets over there quickly this time, and they've got plenty of time to retire Moustakas. Let's take a look at the scouting report for Mark Buehrle, and notice the velocity.
Yeah, it's not all about that radar gun with Mark Buehrle. He rarely throws 2 pitches the same speed, and that's what makes him so effective. It's not only the in and out, what I call the take a little off, add a little, but it's also about his pitch location. He's one of the best at both.
And consistency and reliability, that's what Mark Buehrle's all about. First pitch swinging is Gerard Dicer. Justin Maxwell grounds out on 1 pitch, 3 up, 3 down in the second inning. JP Arancibia takes a first pitch strike. There's a breaking ball pulled to third. Moustakas tossed the diamond to Hosmer. 1 out. Moustakas is a very good fielding third baseman. He's committed 13 errors this season, but he's got great range and a strong arm.
So many good young third basemen in baseball, especially the American League. It seems like it's the position that really shines defensively. Moustakas has got a lot of competition there with some of the young players in the game, but he's a good one himself.
Manny Machado, Brett Valori, Moustakas, just to name a few. Of course, the gold standard is down in Tampa Bay, and Evan Longoria.
Longoria, now a seasoned veteran, been around about, what, 4 or 5 years already. Seems a lot longer than that.
Why is this Sierra, the right fielder? Behind 0-2. There's that slider, predictable with 2 strikes. That's one thing that young catcher is going to have to learn, Sal Perez, and he's got a good backup to help him out. George Kataris, who is from Toronto, is the backup catcher, and he's been trying to help Perez. There's an unpredictable pitch, that fastball on the inside corner. That's the first strikeout for Santana.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice. And by the 2013 Honda Civic, Canada's best-selling car 15 years in a row. Honda, the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Anthony Ghost takes a first pitch strike. Ghost was out early this afternoon working on his bunting technique. Fouls this out of play, and now with 2 strikes, that is not an issue. You see Moustakas backing up at third base. He had really played in front of the bag on the first 2 pitches. Now with 2 strikes, he backs way up. 2 down. Tried to elevate, missed their spot, but got the foul ball.
That's one thing you will notice with Sal Perez, is that he will literally stick that glove out and say, hit this. And he likes to run up with fastballs sometimes, and when he's ahead, see if a hitter will chase it up.
Slider, and Ghost strikes out. Quick inning for Santana. The Blue Jays are retired in order. Zone are folks from Habitat for Humanity, the TD Comfort Zone, courtesy of TD. Center fielder Gerard Dyson steps in, takes the first pitch strike from Buehrle. Pops this one up over the Blue Jays dugout and out of play. Mark Buehrle's locked in quickly.
I was just going to say, a little bit different than his start in Houston. Already here in the 3rd inning, you can see him pounding the strike zone, getting ahead. And good reason to do that for any pitcher, but especially Mark Buehrle, is he likes to get first or second pitch contact. He wants that ground ball early. He doesn't want to go 3-2. He doesn't want to add in that pitch count. He doesn't concern himself about strikeouts.
Inside 2-2. Well, I think a guy like Buehrle or Tom Glavine or Jeff Zahn those finesse guys. There's a liner into center, and Ghost got a good jump, makes a nice play. Shoulder high catch, second out of the inning. But I think those guys that I just mentioned, like Buehrle, they're the real brave guys of baseball. They go out there with not much in the tank. I mean, it's a lot different than Verlander.
Yeah,
guys
they don't
with big
have
fastballs.
They don't have the big weapon. They don't have a no way you're going to hit this pitch kind of mentality. They go out there saying, I want to hit your bat, but I want to hit your bat so you make a little weak ground ball to my shortstop or third baseman. Or you might fly out like that last at-bat with Dyson. Hit the ball well. We've got a guy named Ghost who can cover some ground out there. So here it is, kid, hit it.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing Buehrle understands. It's not 1 against 1. It's 9 against 1.
Yeah.
And he's just playing his part. I want you to hit this, and I'm going to dictate when you hit it.
You know, early in the season, Mark Buehrle had some terrible defense behind him. And I think he's more confident now with the defenders that he has. And it's maybe just coincidental that he's pitching better, but he also has been a guy that hasn't had a lot of run support lately. And his ERA reflects that because he's pitched so much better here since that first month and a half, 2 months, because he is the kind of guy that understands what it means to hold the game close so that his team can score a run and maybe win it for him.
2 down. Back to the top of the order, leadoff man Alex Gordon. You can see Gordon taking his time before he stepped in the batter's box, trying to slow Buehrle down, who is really locked in with his rhythm early on.
Another thing with Mark is he pitches so much better here at Rogers Center, but you see his focus. He's just commanding his pitches. And that one just caught him inside.
Gordon goes to first with 2 outs and fans. Now it's time for our BlackBerry Sneak Peek stat of the game, brought to you by the new BlackBerry Z10 and Q10, built to keep you moving. And Buehrle's had quite a run this year in his last 18 starts compared to his career ERA.
I think it's mostly because he hasn't had a lot of run support, and Mark Buehrle's the kind of guy that understands what pitching to the scoreboard means. When they're not scoring a lot of runs, he knows he can't give up a lot of runs.
Emilio Bonifacio got a base hit to the first baseman, Adam Lind, and just hustled down the line and beat Lind easily. Ground ball the right side. Ryan Goins from his knees, another fine play by the new second baseman, Ryan Goins, playing in just his 7th big league game. He has shown the abilities of a shortstop, and it's translated very well across the bag to second. Game, and that's Kevin Pillar in the Blue Jays dugout. He's got his glove on, he's got his spikes on, his uniform. He's all ready to play. He's out by himself, just soaking in the atmosphere in a big league ballpark, and you got to admire these young kids that have come up. They've shown an awful lot of enthusiasm. The first taste of the big leagues.
Well, a little nervous anxiety probably before a game, but he's one of those guys that really is a baseball player. We'll see if he's doing that in his 20th season, but you know, there's a guy playing second base for Boston's always the first guy to the clubhouse every day. So I think if you're built that way, if you're programmed that way, you're always going to be that way. Kevin Pillar, always one of the first guys out of the clubhouse.
1-1. That hit him. Pillar will take first base. That's how the bottom of the third starts for the Jays.
Reminded me a little bit of Don Baylor right there. You see him roll, takes it right off the elbow. Ball barely off the plate inside, but Kevin doing a good job of trying to get out of the way, and if it hits him, well, it hits him. Takes the base.
Good way to start the inning.
That's right, on base percentage.
So back to the top of the order. Jose Reyes went after the first pitch in his first at bat, flied out to center. Takes his strike. Blue Jays beat Kansas City 2 out of the 3 games, the only other series they played this season. Way back in April. That's when Reyes injured himself in Kansas City. He broke for second in a steal attempt. It was called strike 3, third out of the inning. He tried to slide very late at second, sprained his ankle, and really ended his season very quickly. But Perez is quick, isn't he? 6'3", 245, and he moves around like he's 5'8".
Yeah, he's not a guy to actually get out and block the ball with his knees either, but his hands are really quick. And he understands how to get his chest over his body so that when that bounce comes up, he's able to block it with his upper body.
Good breaking ball. There's that slider once again. Reyes was injured on April 12th in Kansas City. He was off to a great start. Went into that game hitting .419. 2-2. Way inside.
Well, that's how you move a hitter's feet. It's not always up and in. Right there, that was belled high, but he had to move to get out of the way. You move a hitter's feet a couple times, and you're going to have that outside half of the plate open up a little bit if you're a pitcher.
Full count, nobody out. There goes Pillar. Ball is driven to left field. Gordon has a strong arm. Pillar's near second base. Here's the throw. It's offline. So Pillar was almost into his slide at second when that ball was caught. Gordon has 12 assists this year. He's got a great arm, but his throw was offline, and Pillar was able to get back.
Had that thrown been on the bag, there's a chance Pillar would have been thrown out. And Alex Gordon throws it a little bit towards home plate. You see Hosmer having to dive back towards the bag.
Gordon has 51 career assists since he's moved to the outfield, including 20 in 2011. One out. Hit and run is on. This is drilled to right. They got another shot at Pillar. Here's the throw. Not in time. 2 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Shelby Miller and Francisco Liriano are the starters in that game. Liriano's off to a good start for 2 innings. He's got 3 strikeouts already. Put up or shut up time for the Pirates. Trying to snap a long drought going to the postseason. Edwin Encarnacion takes a strike.
Well, it appears that Pittsburgh is going to get there this year. There is a month left to go, but good chance that they're going to finally get to postseason. This Royal team, another team with a long drought and a history early in their franchise that they were in the postseason a lot. Early 80s, mid 80s.
Last time the Royals went to the postseason, they played Blue Jays in the ALCS, 1985. Ned Yost trying to get them over the hump. They've got to have a 500 season before they think about the postseason, but they've made some dramatic strides this year. The start of play this evening, 69 and 64. Ned Yost now 59 years old. Ball in the dirt.
You look at the Royals, and they've got Cleveland and Detroit in front of them. Kansas City's 8.5 out. Cleveland 6.5 out. But you look at the teams behind them, Minnesota and Chicago, 20 and 21 games out. So there's a big separation between the teams trailing Kansas City and the teams that are in front of them.
3-1. Ball four outside. Encarnacion continues to show great patience.
Save during the Beauty Tone Paint Expert Sale, only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Friday night at Rogers Center, first of a 3-game series that'll wrap up the homestand. Blue Jays took 2 or 3 from the Yankees. Enjoyed an off day yesterday and they'll play tonight, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, then head off to Arizona to take on the Diamondbacks Monday afternoon. Adam Lind, 2-run single in the first. Tried to catch that outside corner with a slider and missed. Hit hard right to the second baseman, Bonifacio. Lind is retired. The inning is over. Blue Jays leave a pair, but they've played 3 here at Rogers Center and have a 2-0 lead. Tuesday, September 17th at 7:07 p.m. 3 consecutive night games, all starting at 7:07. Call the Blue Jays for tickets at 416-341-1234. Log on to BlueJays.com or stop by most Rogers Plus locations. Derek Jeter and the Yankees coming back to Rogers Center. Eric Hosmer looks at a wide one. It's 1-1. Breaking ball missed outside. Eric Hosmer hitting .293. Fouls it off. He was one of the young Royals that really took advantage of the presence of George Brett. Brett was the hitting coach, and he always had the title of interim hitting coach, and he was there for about 2 months. And he challenged Hosmer to be himself. Lines this ball right to the second baseman. Hit it hard, but an atom ball. 1 down. Fans, if you want your baseball questions answered, email our team of experts at asktheexperts@sportsnet.ca. And keep your eye out for the Home Hardware Ask the Experts segment later on in the game. Billy Butler takes the first pitch strike. Billy Butler is one of 2 career 300 hitters in Royals franchise history. The other one, of course, is George Brett, the Hall of Famer. But Butler's one of those guys that you look at and say, okay, well, you know, he's a pretty good player, but he can really hit. He's got a great set of hands, and he gets that barrel through the zone as good as anybody.
So much of hitting is your hand speed and how your hands and eyes work together to make contact.
He reaches for that pitch and fouls it, but stays alive. Butler has always been tough on the Blue Jays for his career. He's a .243 hitter, but he's had some big hits, 4 homers and 19 RBIs, and the backdoor breaking ball gets him. 3 strikeouts for Mark Buehrle, and he's on a roll just as he has been over his last 7 starts.
You see those numbers for Mark on his last 7 starts, and really what he's done so well is he's just come back to what he knows. He just challenges hitters, trying to do what he's doing here tonight so well, and that is pound the strike zone early in the counts and get those quick outs. He loves to work fast, and the faster he can get a guy out, the faster he can get back in the dugout. I think that's really part of his mentality.
Didn't get to call on that pitch, and Sal Perez has a 2-0 count. Now 3-0.
One of the few times that Mark has kind of rushed a little, and he sees it. You can see his body language and how he kind of shrugged his shoulders after that pitch.
And a 4-pitch walk to the Royals catcher. Comes with 2 outs. That's the first walk issued by Buehrle tonight. What's the difference between working quickly and rushing?
A lot. Working quickly means you're confident in your ability, and you want to be able to just have that catcher give you a signal so you can throw the next pitch. A lot of times that is something that hitters hate. They don't want to have a guy out there that every time they look up, the guy's ready to pitch. Rushing means that your lower body's going faster than your upper body, and you're dragging your arm.
And with that, I would imagine you lose command of the strike zone.
Well, it's not only losing your command getting behind hitters, but it's putting a tremendous amount of strain on your shoulder and elbow.
Mike Moustakas hits it down the right side. That's a fair ball in trouble. All the way into the corner. Sal Perez is headed for third. He's getting the stop sign there. Moustakas with a 2-out double. His 20th double of the season. That's his first hit against Mark Buehrle.
Good hitting right there by Mike Moustakas. To see the extension, the concentration, hands on the ball. Mark Buehrle with the leadoff walk now. He's going to have to attend to Justin Maxwell, try to get an out here and avoid that walk coming in to score.
Maxwell grounded out on the first pitch in his previous at bat. Here he takes strike 1. Maxwell came to the Royals in a trade on the July trade deadline, July 31st, from Houston for a minor leaguer named Kyle Smith. Hits it off the end of the bat. Maxwell, originally drafted and signed by the Washington Nationals in 2005. He was a 4th-round pick. He's from Maryland, grew up in the Baltimore area. Buehrle's got a chance to strand a couple of more. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Aaron Sevier.
Well, Maxwell, if Mark Buehrle recognized the previous pitch, he probably would go back away on this pitch, because Justin Maxwell on the previous pitch was a fastball up and away, and you could see him back on his heels. He was rocking a little bit, and he was trying to pull the ball. You could see the way his body was back on his heels. Mark Buehrle ready to pitch there. You can see JP touching his chest protector saying, "I called timeout. It's on me." But when you see a hitter on his heels, it means they're trying to pull the ball, and they can't reach that ball away from him.
So we'll do it again. 1 and 2, 2 outs. Perez at third, Moustakas at second. Outside, there's that pitch you were talking about. See if you can't get him to chase, but Maxwell wouldn't offer. Royals trail Buehrle and the Blue Jays 2-0. He checked and fouled it off. You mentioned Buehrle picking up on the fact that Maxwell was trying to pull, and that's the aspect of reading a hitter, reading the bat.
That's when a pitcher and catcher, the two battery mates, really work well together, when they both can recognize it.
And they finish it off going away. Maxwell strikes out, 2 strikeouts in the inning. Kansas City has left 4 men on so far. In blue, and his slider. And Jack, they're actually pretty close for a slider and a fastball, and separation is about what you might expect.
Yeah, usually around 10 miles an hour is the difference. When it gets closer than that, that's when you get in trouble, because hitters only have to look for a certain speed. Yes, the ball is breaking, but when they're both very close in speed, advantage hitter. When you separate it more like that, hitters are usually out front with that off-speed or breaking ball.
Laurie pops up the first pitch into center field. Easy play for Gerard Dyson. 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Miguel Gonzalez is no-hitting the Yankees through 3 innings, and he's done a nice job for them this year. And Chris Davis picks up that RBI number 122 for the season for the Orioles first baseman. J.P. Arancibia grounded out the third, his first time up. Big series all around baseball. Baltimore in New York to play the Yankees. Of course, Jamie already talked about St. Louis and Pittsburgh. Cleveland's in Detroit, and the Tigers have a 2-1 lead, and the White Sox are in Boston. So a lot of playoff game series going on. National League, the races are a little bit more clear cut, other than that St. Louis-Pittsburgh race. Dodgers have a 9.5 game lead over Arizona. Blue Jays will take on Arizona starting Monday afternoon. Right back to Santana. He got a piece of it. Bonifacio will stay with it. Arancibia is retired.
Save during the Beauty Tone Paint Expert Sale, only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Long weekend to wrap up the end of August. I believe September 1st, Sunday. Moises Sierra goes after that first pitch slider. Pops it up. Bonifacio shuffles back to the outfield. Easy play, easy inning. 1-2-3. The Blue Jays go down. They have a 2-0 lead headed to the 5th. Now time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry Broadcast Studio. Preview issue for breakdowns and predictions on every team. Subscribe today at sportsnet.ca/magazine. The NFL right around the corner. There's a great picture of Adrian Peterson on the cover. Center fielder Gerard Dyson. Want to keep him off the bases. And that's a good way to do it. Quickly 0-2. On the ground. Goins spins and fires a strike to Lynn. 1 down. Buehrle's done a good job of retiring the leadoff man in this start tonight.
4th straight inning that Mark has got that leadoff man out.
Alcides Escobar having a bit of a down season offensively. And Buehrle continues to pound that strike zone.
My math isn't very good. That's the 5th straight inning. Excuse me. On the top of 5 already.
Buehrle will make you think that you're in the 2nd or 3rd. You look up and it's the 5th already. We mentioned Escobar last year for the Royals. He hit .293. So this is kind of a head scratcher. Batting .235. His run production about the same. He had 52 RBIs a year ago. He's got 44 so far. But he can really pick it at shortstop, and certainly when you're trying to build your pitching staff, you need that good defense up the middle. He reaches for that changeup and spoils a great pitch.
Now again, Mark Buehrle doing what he does so well, expanding the zone. When you get ahead and get ahead and get ahead, pitchers are on, or hitters are on the defense, and that's when you can start stretching that strike zone. Right there, that ball well off the plate. Escobar worried about getting behind in the count.
Bouncing ball should be an easy play for Reyes in time. 2 down. Well, you talk about a pitcher controlling the at-bats. That's exactly what Buehrle's done tonight.
Buehrle's putting on a clinic here tonight about location and changing speeds, and keeping the hitters off balance. And really that is the art of pitching, is keeping the hitters off balance, keeping them guessing. Just doing a great job so far in this game, making it look easy, which it is when you have that kind of command.
Pitching like he's in a rocking chair tonight. That delivery is smooth and crisp, and his momentum takes him right to the catcher. One and one to Alex Gordon. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. Bounces it up the middle through to center field for a base hit.
Come find out why more Canadians trust Mr. Lube's trained technicians with their oil changes than any other quick lube. We're #1 for a reason. Take good care.
Friday night baseball at Rogers Center. Another decent crowd on hand for the Blue Jays. 2 outs. Emilio Bonifacio got reunited with some of his former teammates during batting practice. He and Munenori Kawasaki became fast friends during their time together.
Yeah, to hear Emilio try to speak Japanese, kind of humorous. But he went from #1 to number 64. That's another big change. Wearing 64 for the Royals.
I'm sure he's very pleased to be playing on a regular basis. This is his 15th start since joining the Royals. Hits it on the ground. Reyes at shortstop, flips to second to end the inning. Buehrle does another good job of leaving a base runner. They've stranded 5 through 5 innings. Sportsnet 590 The Fan. You can win a trip for 4 to Toronto to see the Blue Jays take on the Tampa Bay Rays September 28th and 29th. The prize includes airfare, hotel, and the chance to throw out the first pitch of the Blue Jays game. The contest closes September 16th, so make sure you enter now at bluejays.com/allstatefan. Good opportunity to win a great prize to come to Rogers Center and watch the Blue Jays. Anthony Gose fouls it off the catcher's mask. Gose, as we mentioned, was out working with Dwayne Murphy and Luis Rivera before the game on his bunting technique. He's got terrific speed, much like Bonifacio. Bread and butter pitch for Santana is that hard slider.
He's got such good up and down. He not only hits that ball on the lateral plane, but he gets it on the vertical plane, and it's a crisp one.
Upstairs. Santana, for his career, has 11 double-digit strikeout games. As we mentioned, this is his 9th season in the big leagues. First season away from the Angels. A big part of that Angel run, as he was a guy that signed with them as a non-drafted free agent in 2000. Slider upstairs, and Gose missed a good pitch.
He did a lot of good things for the Angels, especially in the minor leagues as he was being developed through that organization. He was 2003 the High A All-Star, also the California League All-Star, and the California League Pitcher of the Year.
That ball is drilled to the gap, and that's going to get down and go all the way to the line. Watch Gose run. He's around second, heading for third, and he'll get there. The throw is not in time. A stand-up triple for Anthony Gose.
For me, nothing prettier in baseball than watching a great runner go from first to third, or from first to home. Out of the box here, getting the triple. You can see Gose, once he rounds first base, he sees the ball get by, Dyson out there, and it's just beautiful to watch. Devon White did it so well, and Emilio Bonifacio, when he could get him on base sometimes, to watch him run.
Like Gose can fly around. He really has that forward lean working.
Yeah.
Kevin Pillar, chuck swing tapper up the third baseline. Gose had 3 triples last year. That's his first triple in the big leagues this season.
I remember in college, our baseball coach had our track coach come out and help all the guys with running techniques. He says, I can give you 1 step. Just with better technique, you can probably get 1 step. The rest is God's given ability.
Pillar off the end of the bat, 1 step. Just think how many bang-bang plays at first there are.
Here he is out of the box. He hits in the gap, and right about there is where he starts turning it on. He knows. Helmet goes off, and he just goes in standing up, and he's carrying a couple pounds on that shin guard there too.
So Kevin Pillar, with the infield drawn in, needs to put the ball in play over the infield, get it to the outfield. He chases that slider and strikes out. Well, you can see the target of Perez way outside, and Santana gets the strikeout.
That's just recognizing a young hitter and the fact that he's over anxious. See Perez starting that pitch way off the plate, and that's the focal point for the pitcher. Then you add the break to it, and it's another 6 inches off of that. Pillar just not patient enough for that pitch.
Reyes, the infield, still drawn in.
One more chance here with 1 out. Get the ball to the outfield. Gose will score easy. Ned Yost has the infield playing in. Two
2-0. Ryan Goins is on deck. The rookie has scored a run. He reached on an air in the first. Popped up over near the seats and back out of play. What do I want for my birthday? His 6th birthday. He wants a Blue Jays win. Good job and happy birthday.
That's cool.
Yep.
Mom and Pop bringing him to a Blue Jay game for his birthday present.
2-1, 1 out. Way inside. My son's birthday is tomorrow, but he's a little older than 6. 3-1. Blue Jays have a 2-0 lead. They scored 2 runs in the first inning on Adam Lynn's 2-out, 2-run single. Check swing down to third. Umpire Jerry Mia said no swing.
Whoa.
Blue Jays might have gotten away with one there.
I think so.
Well, that's the second walk issued by Santana. Take a look at the check swing. Well, he did. Indeed, he did. Jerry Meals down at third. Had a good look at it. Louis Revere reminding Ghost of the situation. First and third, 1 out. Ryan Goins, 0 for 2 so far.
Hit the ball hard his last at bat, flying out to right field.
Line to the third baseman, Moustakas across the diamond, not in time. Cohen hits it hard again. He handcuffed Moustakas, who was even with the bag at third. Ghost comes in to score, and the Blue Jays have taken a 3-0 lead.
Ryan Goins picking up an RBI here, just staying at that ball, crushing it right at Moustakas, who's able to knock the ball down, but that's about it. Good speed again by Goins, getting down the line, beating out that throw.
It's an infield hit. The one hopper handcuffed Moustakas. Goins picks up his second RBI of his career and extends his hit streak to 7 games. Edwin Encarnacion drives it to center field. Dyson back makes the catch. Tagging at second is Reyes. He moves over to third. Encarnacion is retired. Reyes picked up early that was going to be a routine out. Went back immediately to tag at second.
Well, you see Dyson's body momentum carrying him away from the infield. When a base runner recognizes that his body is still going away from the infield, it's a great time to tag. Reyes doing a good job right there of reading that. He tags, and when it's deep like that, you see a guy not underneath the ball with his momentum going back to the position, back to the infield. Go ahead and tag.
Adam Lynn 1 for 2. Runners at the corners. And continue to work Lind outside, wanting to challenge him too much inside. Got a base hit up to center field in the first inning to drive home 2. Reyes at third, Goins at first. Then now with 47 RBIs for the season. Ball in the strike. Perez out in front of home plate, giving the infield the defense should Goins take off for second. 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Hit hard. Hosmer gloves it. He'll go to the bag to end the inning. The Blue Jays have taken a 3-0 lead. Now it's time for the Home Hardware Cleanup Crew, brought to you by Natura. Home Hardware's exclusive line of safe, environmentally friendly cleaning products. Eric Hosmer will lead things off for the Royals, a number 3 hitter in his rookie season. He really had a great year, batting .293. Then the league adjusted to him last year, and now he's bounced back. But Jack, this is a common trend for a young hitter.
I think you make a good point. When he is able to adjust back to the league, and in their 3rd year put up the numbers again that he did when he was young and before the word was out on him, it's a good indication that he may stay at that level for many years to come as long as he's healthy. Right now, Eric Hosmer having another very good year.
Just 23 years old. Hosmer was the 3rd overall pick in the 2008 draft. Tim Beckham went first to Tampa Bay. Pedro Alvarez was second to the Pirates, and then Hosmer. The Royals have done a good job of utilizing their number 1 picks. Alex Gordon, their fine left fielder, was a number 1 pick out of Nebraska. Drill to right field, and that ball is going to get down in front of Moises Sierra. That's the first leadoff man to reach against Mark Buehrle tonight.
Came right back with the slider, only this one he left it out over the plate a little too much. You throw back-to-back pitches, good hitters usually recognize him. That one was not as good as the one previous, and Hosmer was able to hit it hard into right field. Now Mark Buehrle is going to have his work cut out again with some of the best hitters on their lineup coming up.
Billy Butler goes after the first pitch outside. Butler so far tonight is 0 for 2. But he came into this game with a .351 average against Mark Buehrle. Buehrle is unpredictable. Even if you're Butler and have had a lot of success, Buehrle will constantly mix things up on you, not only with the pitch selection and location, but back and forth with the speed. Late on that breaking ball and in a good spot. Look at number 3 right on the inside corner.
And that's the whole key. Mark Buehrle disrupts their timing and keeps them off balance. And no matter what, you can't repeat anything. There's no pattern there when a guy's keeping you off balance. You can go back and look at film, and you know, all the film will show you that's what this guy does.
Now, there's a couple of different ways to pitch. You can overpower hitters, and very, very few pitchers can do that.
Especially for any length of time. They can do it maybe once or twice, but the great hitters, the major league type hitters, they're paid to adjust. And typically, you crank it up there, they'll crank it back with you.
Pushed Butler back again, another purpose pitch just to make him move his feet a bit. Mark Buehrle and the Jays have a 3-0 lead playing here in the top of the 6th. Bouncing ball could be 2. Reyes shovels quickly to Goins, who turns it quickly at second. Not your typical double play ball, a high chopping ball to shortstop, but Ryan Goins has made a dramatic adjustment to second base. He looks very comfortable.
Turns it quickly, and of course Butler doesn't run all that well. That's why Reyes knew he had plenty of time, but Ryan Goins doing a great job at second base. He's really starting to feel natural and comfortable there.
2 down. So the leadoff man is erased here in the 6th with the double play. Now the catcher bats with 2 outs. Drives this ball to right. Sierra's got plenty of room, breaks it down just short of the warning track, and Buehrle has another quick inning. Well, go to the bottom of the 6th. The Blue Jays lead it 3-0. Had to come out of the ball game. They tried to get him back in there tonight. He said, I'm going to be all right to play, but obviously this is something more significant, Jack. Cabrera is not one to leave without something significant wrong.
Well, it's going to be some serious concern in Detroit. Obviously one of the game's premier players, and the Tigers leading the division. They're looking forward to postseason.
Brett Laurie picks a pitch up and away for a ball. Tigers at the start of play have a 6.5 game lead over the Indians. Bouncing ball. Bonifacio gets a Sunday hop and throws to first. 1 down.
Save during the Beauty Tone Paint Expert Sale, only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Friday night in Toronto. CNE is ongoing, and the air show was practicing this afternoon over Lake Ontario. got a bird's eye view of that, and it was pretty interesting watching all the different airplanes go through their drills and rehearse for the weekend's air show. Always one of the big attractions at the CNE. JP Arencibia quickly behind 0-2. Santana signed with the Royals and a 3-year, $25 million deal in Kansas City after spending his first 8 seasons with the Angels. Bounced into dirt. Santana picked up his 100th career win on June 8th this season. Of course, the gold standard for wins by a Dominican pitcher held by Juan Marichal. 243 career wins for Marichal. Two balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 6th. Both clubs with 4 hits. Arencibia fights off that inside pitch. You mentioned the Tigers, and they're concerned about Miguel Cabrera, but what about the year that Victor Martinez has put together? After missing all of 2012. This is popped up foul territory. Hosmer over on the warning track makes the catch. 2 down. The Kansas City Royals trying to have a winning season for the first time in 11 years. You can see James Shields there, and he's responsible for the turnaround because of that pitching, and it all begins and ends with starting pitching.
It really does. We had a lot of fun in the Royal dugout today talking to some of the Royal players, and James Shields was in on that conversation, and Eric Hosmer, and of course Mike Moustakas talking about Shields' influence in the clubhouse, a veteran guy leading by example as a pitcher, and we're going to get to see Shields in this series.
Shields, of course, signed and came to the big leagues with the Tampa Bay Rays. Sierra fouls it back. He's behind 0-2. Yeah, Shields was given a lot of credit by young Mike Moustakas, the third baseman, for bringing a winning attitude into the clubhouse and not accepting losing. And you can learn how to win. There's no question about that.
Well, another interesting thing that he was mentioning is that Shields, and this is something Shields learned in his days in Tampa, that as young players you lose and you come to the ballpark and you never let go of it, and the next day it's already dragging you down before the game starts. And he was very influential in saying, hey, yesterday is dead and gone, just like the song. Let's go ahead and start today and see what happens. And I think the young Royal players that have gone through so many struggling years together are starting to come together as a team and understanding that.
Of course, Shields got to learn that firsthand with Tampa Bay. And he spoke of the impact that Eric Hinsky and Cliff Floyd brought when they joined the team in 2008.
Well, both of us have been through that at different times in our career.
Sierra's having a battle with Santana.
When you're young and you grow up together, a lot of young guys come up at the same time. You're going to get beat up a little bit. You're going to go through those learning, trying times. But I think you get to a point where you're either good enough and you say enough's enough and you make it change, or you disappear in baseball.
Well, Santana wins the long battle with Sierra, and the Blue Jays go down in order into 6. Mark Buehrle set to go back for the 7th. very happy as he presents him a baseball. And Jack, you know Rusty very well.
One of the true quality human beings in the game of baseball. Former teammate of mine in Detroit during those great years in the early to mid 80s, and he's just a good person. He loves the game of baseball, but he loves people. He's a people person, and the Royals are grateful to have him.
Moustakas goes after the first pitch. The second baseman Goins calls for it, makes the catch. You know what, Rusty has been a great coach, an outfield coach, and he worked hard. We saw him before the game today, but certainly he was happy to see you. Not really aware that you were doing all this television work, and you guys came up at a great time with Detroit.
We really did. He was, again, we used to call the guys on the bench, the Scribinis, and they had their own little saying for themselves, and he was one of those. He wasn't the everyday superstar, but he knew his role. And, it's funny because his role has never really changed in baseball. He is that kind of motivator today as a coach, pretty much the same guy. And I talked to all the people that are in radio and TV for the Royals, and they said, yeah, that's Rusty. That's the Rusty we know.
Justin Maxwell hasn't had a whole lot of fun tonight battling Mark Buehrle. He's thrown the kitchen sink at Maxwell. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Behind 0-2. Buehrle took a shot at that inside corner. Boy, this time he's working him inside, and he's gotten them away last time.
92 pitches for Mark Buehrle, only 4 hits allowed today, so not a lot of guys are smiling.
It looks like it's about time for a pitch down and away. He's thrown 4 inside, and it's a 2-2 count. Coming inside again. And he hit that one hard. That might be an indicator to Buehrle to go somewhere else. Huh?
Here's the thing. Mark Buehrle's smart enough to realize that's the only thing he can do with that inside pitch. He can get out ahead, get the bat head out, and pull it foul. And then, when you get the 2 strikes, then you've got a lot of weapons to get him out with.
Bounces the curveball. You saw the bullpen with double barrel action. The right-hander is Neil Wagner. The left-hander is Brett Cecil.
Well, again, we're at the pitch count era, and we're approaching that witching number. Change up down, gets him out front. Great execution right there.
With 2 outs, check in with Jamie Campbell. Well, the roof caved in on Miguel Gonzalez. Gerard Dyson makes a bunt attempt, and it trickles into foul ground. You talk about pitch count, and of course, there was a great article written in the New York Daily News by the Hall of Fame writer Bill Madden, and he reached out to contact Tom Seaver in reference to Matt Harvey's elbow injury and the potential Tommy John surgery. And Seaver was all about babying the pitchers. He said these pitchers nowadays are babied too much. They don't pitch enough, and they are becoming very fragile. And the pitch count, in Seaver's words, has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, the humorous part for me, and I think most viewers understand my stand on this, I agree with Tom in so many ways, is that he said, can you imagine going to war and telling the soldiers you only get so many bullets? You got to use them wisely?
We will continue this conversation when we come back to Rogers Center. Mark Buehrle, 7 strong innings, shutting out the Royals. from John Gibbons for a job well done. He closes in on 100 pitches, and they pulled the plug on Buehrle's outing. 7 innings of 4 hit shutout ball for Mark Buehrle. He ended up with 5 strikeouts. Had a walk and really neutralized the Royals. Talking with Pete Walker about this hot stretch, and he has been on a roll. But we talk about the pitch count era, and Tom Seaver was very adamant about pitchers of his era going out and pitching. They ran, keep their legs in shape, and they pitched a lot to be able to go out and pitch 9, 10, 11 innings, whatever it took.
For me, it's all about what is everybody else doing. Right now, Buehrle, you can't really argue the fact that he's taken him out of the game because that's the standard in baseball. But I can tell you this, from what I see tonight and what all these fans have seen tonight, there is no reason Mark Buehrle might not get a complete game shutout. He has totally dominated this game. Not going to get the opportunity.
Ghost bounces it up the middle. He's thrown out by Escobar, 1 down. But in this era, and once again going back to Tom Seaver, he says that if you baby pitchers and have them on a pitch count, and he's talking about developing pitchers in the minor leagues, if you have them on a pitch count, they're never going to learn how to pitch tired. They're never going to learn how to pitch facing a hitter 3 or 4 times in a ball game, and they're never going to learn how to pitch out of tough jams late in the ball game, because they're going to be out of the game in the 5th inning throwing 75 pitches, and you cannot learn your trade as a pitcher throwing 75 pitches in a game.
No, and I agree with 99% of that. I think the best learning experience for any pitcher is getting through adversity, getting yourself out of your own mess. That's when you learn how to pitch. And for most pitchers, what they learn is something we've tried to talk about all night here. And that is not about rearing back and letting it go. It's about the art of changing speeds and locating and commanding and getting that hitter off balance. And that's what Mark did so well tonight.
He has done it consistently over his last 8 starts. Kevin Pillar bounces it foul. But in Seaver's article written by Bill Madden, and it's really interesting, and I suggest that anybody has any questions about pitch count, read it. I mean, there's not a finer expert on pitching than Tom Seaver.
Well, that's just it. You know, there's going to be a lot of people say, well, what does he know? Well, let me tell you something. He's in the Hall of Fame and was one of the greatest pitchers of his generation. He's the highest vote getter ever for anyone entering the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I would trust his judgment on whether or not a pitcher should pitch to develop arm strength and develop a feel for pitching. And Seaver was a power pitcher with great command. He had an unusual style, which you don't see much anymore. It was a drop and drive delivery, which required tremendous strength in his legs.
Yeah. And that's where everything really is about pitching. One thing I agree with Tom completely on is you have to have your leg strength, and that is the endurance factor. That gives your arm a chance to stay strong.
Seaver was called initially by Bill Madden to get his thoughts on Matt Harvey, and of course Harvey pitched in the All-Star game, and a terrific story, but now he's facing the possibility of Tommy John surgery. And Madden says, what are your reactions to Harvey's injury? He says, it just made me shake my head. He said, I think it's unfortunate because obviously he's a very talented and gifted pitcher, but because he didn't necessarily log all those innings, he has broken early. Reyes strikes out. Quick inning for Santana. Will go to the 8th. The Blue Jays have a 3-0 lead. Brett Cecil into the game. strong innings. 4 hits, no runs. He walked a batter, he struck out 5, and he threw 99 pitches, and that's the magic number. Get near 100 pitches, and chances are you're going to leave the ball game. But Buehrle was breezing against Kansas City tonight.
Yeah, he was as good as he's been all year, just really on top of everything. He lowers his ERA under 4 for the first time since, I think, opening night. So great job by Mark Buehrle. Now he's going to turn it over to the bullpen.
Brett Cecil comes on to face number 9 hitter Alcides Escobar, and he delivers a strike. And Cecil's ahead. Brett Cecil did not pitch in the Yankees series. He last worked against Houston on Saturday down at Minute Maid Park. He worked an inning, gave up a hit, didn't walk a batter, didn't have a strikeout. Bounce toward first. Lynn gives ground, and Cecil's got to hurry. And both pitcher and runner are down in a heap at first base. That ball was high. Looks like Escobar may have hurt himself. He's limping as he gets back on his feet. But Cecil was a little bit late.
Yep.
Of course, he follows through on the third base side.
Well, again, knowing the runner, Dyson can flat out, or Escobar, I mean, can get down that line. And Brett just didn't get over there in time, and Adam Lynn didn't feed him the greatest throw either.
Both the pitcher and the base runner arrived at the bag about the same time, and you can see Cecil was basically stride for stride with Escobar. It's a base hit for Escobar, very similar to the hit Bonifacio had in the first. Alex Gordon. Give you an update on AAA Buffalo. Kyle Drabek pitched tonight, went 4 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 run, didn't walk a batter, and struck out 6 through 66 pitches and 49 strikes. All of those numbers are encouraging regarding Kyle Drabek and his comeback. Drawing more strikes, not walking many.
How many pitches did he throw?
He threw 66 pitches in 4 innings. There's a little looper. That's going to get down for a base hit. Escobar is headed to third, and Ghost wisely just runs it back in. Keeps the double play in order.
Save during the Beauty Tone Paint Expert Sale, only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
John Gibbons watching the Royals get back-to-back hits to start the 8th. Cecil coming out of the bullpen gives up an infield hit and then a bloop hit. And the Royals are getting to the meat of their order. Bonifacio, the 2-hitter. And an infield single in his first hit back.
It might seem insignificant, but Anthony Ghost did the right thing right there. He did keep the double play in order instead of heaving it to third.
Bonifacio bunts it up the first baseline, and he is out. Oh, boy. The Blue Jays may have gotten a call here. Rusty Kuntz is going to go talk it over with Will Little. And now Ned Yost, the manager, out to support Kuntz. Bonifacio pushed it perfectly up the first baseline. And looked like he beat the throw to the bag.
We're going to see it here. This is, of course, in slow motion. Adam Lind. Yeah, it looked like he was over the bag before that ball ever got there. Easily past it.
Wow, that ball was 3 feet from Goins' glove.
Next year, that'll change right there.
Yeah.
That's the kind that they're going to review, and they'll change it.
Boy, Goins got over from second base in pretty good shape, got to the bag, but Bonifacio outran the ball. Bonifacio's foot is on the bag, and watch where the baseball is. And that's a reviewable call next year. Eric Hosmer with one out, and the man at second, the Royals scoring a run from third base as Escobar came into the score. Bonifacio will pick up an RBI, but that could have been a run in and nobody out. Eric Hosmer, the first baseman, had a base hit to right his last time up.
Well, he represents the tying run.
Slash to left field, and Pilar cuts it off, but in to score is Alex Gordon, and just like that, it's a one-run game. Mark Buehrle was lifted after 99 pitches, shutting out the Royals on just 4 hits, and Brett Cecil gives up 3 hits in the inning, 2 runs so far, and John Gibbons has popped out of the dugout. Hosmer with his second hit of the night drives in his 65th run. Kansas City has made it a one-run game. Listen to live audio, follow games pitch by pitch, and enjoy in-game video highlights. The app is available on the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Android, and BlackBerry Z10. Season-long subscription packages are available. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. At-Bat 13 is the official app of Major League Baseball. Well, the Kansas City Royals have made it a ball game. It's 3-2. New pitcher into the game is Sergio Santos in relief of Brett Cecil. Santos making his 17th appearance, and he has thrown the ball very well lately.
And he has to get 2 outs here. Hold the Royals right where they're at. Hopefully turn it over to Casey Jansen for a save opportunity in the ninth.
Hard slider misses down and away. Billy Butler, the DH, is 0 for 4 against Sergio Santos. Brett Cecil got just 1 out in the 8th inning, and that was a questionable out as Bonifacio was called out at first base. One and one. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Hosmer's not a real base stealer, but he's stealing at a high percentage. He's 10 for 14. The Royals have a stolen base tonight. Bonifacio stole second in the first inning. Billy Butler's a great contact hitter, and he doesn't run well. He grounded into a double play in the 6th. So they might choose to start the runner, even though it would be a gamble. Not going. Butler bends back from an inside hitter. Butler has 80 strikeouts, which in today's world is pretty respectable, given the fact that he's a 300 career hitter. Not a real power hitter, a guy that hits 30 home runs consistently.
Good hard slider right there by Sergio. Ball starting knee high and breaking down out of the zone.
Catcher Sal Perez is on deck. It's a 3-2 Blue Jays lead. Full count. Well, I got to believe they're going to run for sure here, with Butler not being able to run very well and the possibility of a double play. There's the catcher, Perez, on deck.
Well, one out, you want to get your one opportunity here to get the runner over to second base and put him in scoring position.
Hosmer with a short lead. There he goes. Bounce toward third. Laurie gets a big hop, barehands it, throws. What a play! Oh, he got a tough hop. The only way he could make the play was to barehand it, and then he got enough on the throw to bounce it to first.
If he comes down before he throws the ball, right? Here's the leap. If he comes down before he throws it, it's too late. He throws it while he's still in the air. Not too many guys have the mindset to even do that, let alone the athletic ability. What a play by Brett Laurie. That was absolutely a great play. Huge out.
Another red star in the book for Brett Laurie. Sal Perez with the tying run at second. Perez 0 for 2 so far with a walk. Grounded to the shortstop. Reyes has plenty of time. Santos ends the inning. The Blue Jays hold on to their 1-run lead. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 3-2 Jays. Now time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn in the Blackberry broadcast studio. smooth spiced rum, Bacardi, is a proud partner of the Toronto Blue Jays. And we're going to go right back to the top half of this inning. And Brett Lawrie on a swinging bunt off the plate. Lawrie barehands it and throws it before he hits the ground, and has enough on the throw to get Billy Butler. Huge play in the inning. That was the second out of the inning. Reyes acknowledging the fine glove work at third by Brett Lawrie. Another smooth play by the third baseman, and he has continued to shine defensively. And it doesn't get much better than that. It gets Santos out of the inning. And the Blue Jays will take a 3-2 lead to the bottom of the eighth, and Tim Collins into the ballgame.
Tim Collins last pitched on Monday in Tampa, and he retired all 6 batters he faced. The Royals won that game 10-1, so Tim Collins coming in here for Ned Yost, trying to keep the game in check and hope that perhaps that the Royals can get one more run and tie this game up.
Ryan Goins has had another good night. He extended his hit streak to start his big league career to 7 games. He hit a hot shot, one hopper to the third baseman Mike Moustakas in the 5th and drove in a run. Tim Collins, former Blue Jays farmhand, jumps ahead of Goins. Collins now 24 years old, his 3rd year in Kansas City. Breaking ball, strike 2. Buried that curveball in the dirt. Collins signed as an amateur free agent with the Blue Jays in 2007. He was traded in July of 2010 for Yunel Escobar and Jojo Reyes, along with 2 others. He strikes out Goins for the first out of the inning. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. Edwin Encarnacion has a double tonight. He's also walked and flied out. We mentioned Collins going from the Blue Jays to the Atlanta Braves. He went with Alex Gonzalez and Tyler Pasternicki for Yunel Escobar and Jojo Reyes. And then he went from Atlanta to Kansas City in another deal later on that same month of July in 2010. Undersized, but packing a big fastball.
And big heart, really. Tim Collins, one of the shortest pitchers in the game, but very good mechanics. He can generate a lot of velocity for a little guy. And
Irvin Santana is the pitcher of record for the Royals. 7 innings, 4 hits. He gave up 2 earned runs. 3 on a night, and walked 2, struck out 6, and 8-2 right at 98 pitches. It's an industry-wide philosophy.
Epidemic.
Casey Jansen looking ahead to the top of the 9th. Getting loose, the Royals scheduled batters Mike Moustakas, Justin Maxwell, and Gerard Dyson. 6, 7, and 8. Encarnacion takes his 2nd walk of the night. It's time now for the drive of the game. Brought to you by the 2013 Honda CR-V, an IIHS top safety pick. Honda is the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays, and the drive of the game came early in the first inning. Adam Lind drives it right back up the middle. A 2-run single. Both runs come in. Holmes scored the first one and Condon right behind him. And that gave Mark Buehrle and the Blue Jays an early 2-0 lead. Mark DeRosa had been announced into the game to pinch hit for Adam Lind. And with that, Ned Yost, the Royals manager, has made his way to the mound. He will make a pitching change. He's got the big right-hander ready. And now it looks like he has not yet made the move. Hochevar was already on the field. Now he makes the move, and Hochevar says, okay. Tim Collins is out. Luke Hochevar is in. Hochevar coming in to face Mark DeRosa. Of Canadian baseball, September 20th through the 24th at Rogers Center. Blue Jays Hall of Famer Roberto Alomar will host a showcase baseball tournament at Rogers Center, highlighting some of Canada's best amateur baseball players with college eligibility. 10 teams from across Canada will represent the provinces, with a winner being crowned on September 24th. Tournament passes are now available at bluejays.com/12. Make sure you check it out. T12, a showcase tournament hosted by Robbie Alomar. New pitcher in the game is the big right-hander Luke Hochevar, making the adjustment to the bullpen.
Well, Luke was the starting pitcher to start his career, one of those big power arm guys that they thought was going to dominate the game, but he's been kind of demoted to the bullpen. I think he's embraced it. He's starting to be able to command his pitches a lot better with focus.
Mark DeRosa, the pinch hitter, batting for Adam Lind. Pitch outside. Lind delivered the RBI 2-run single in the first inning. Finished up the night 1 for 3. He put the Blue Jays up on top early. DeRosa takes ball 2 outside. Mark DeRosa is the most productive pinch hitter for the Blue Jays. He's 5 for 16 with a homer and 7 RBIs off the bench. Good fastball, 96 past DeRosa.
Good old country hardball right there. He's in a fastball pitcher's count. You have to get a ball in the strike zone. Rears back and throws it pretty much in the heart of the plate. Right by Mark DeRosa.
Outside, now 3-1. Hochevar was a first overall pick by the Royals in 2006. Came out of the University of Tennessee. and he and J.P. Arencibia were battery mates for the Volunteers. Hochevar now 29 years old. He's got a good fastball.
Yeah, you can throw a knee high at 96. Not too many guys are going to do a lot of damage with that. You start locating it on the corners at that, and that's the power arm that a lot of scouts want to see, but you've got to throw strikes.
3-2, 1 out. Hochevar strikes out the pinch hitter Mark DeRosa. 2 down in the 8th.
Three fastballs that he's just thrown right by Mark DeRosa. This last one, power against power. DeRosa knows it's a fastball that's coming. Just can't catch up to that 96-mile-an-hour heater.
This is Hochevar's 7th year with the Royals. He made 128 starts. This is his first year in the bullpen. Brett Lorry takes his strike.
93-mile-an-hour slider right there. And talk about guys throwing fairly close in velocity with fastball slider. It's only 3 miles an hour difference. Great movement. And that can work also, as long as you don't have to do it over and over and over again, where a hitter sees it 4 times, 5 times.
I think that's the biggest challenge for a starting pitcher, is to be able to give a hitter 3 or 4 different looks during the course of a game. Ball and a strike to Brett Lorry. Bounced foul. Hochevar made 31 starts in 2011, 32 starts in 2012. And both of those years, in 11 he was 11-11 with a 4.68 ERA. 2012 he was 8-16 with an ERA over 5.5. So his stuff just didn't work in that starting role, but he may have found a real home in the pen. And he strikes out, comes in out of the bullpen and strikes out 2. Blue Jays 3 strikeouts in the inning. We'll go to the top of the 9th. Casey Jansen coming on to try to save it for Mark Buehrle. Now the Blue Jays and Royals will continue this series. It all starts at 1:07 p.m. The first 5,000 kids 14 and under receive a Blue Jays lunchbox. Call the Jays at 416-341-1234. Log on to BlueJays.com to order your lunchbox, or stop by most Rogers Plus locations. Order your Blue Jays tickets for back-to-school lunchbox giveaway. Casey Janssen on in the ninth. Janssen looking for his 25th save. And the first pitch by Janssen is hit to the right field wall. Moustakas, respecting the arm of Sierra, stops at first. A leadoff single for the Royals. Now for a preview of what's coming up on Connected. Here's Jamie Thomas and Ken Reed. Thank you, fellas, and all of that will take place right after this game on Connected. Mike Moustakas is out of the ball game. A leadoff single. Chris Getz, the infielder, takes over as a pinch runner at first. David Lowe is pinch hitting for Justin Maxwell. So Ned Yost is using his bench.
Well, you wonder if David Lowe's coming in here to bunt the pinch runner gets over here and try to get a runner in scoring position.
Laurie creeping in from third, not showing bunt, swings right through that high fastball. Lowe for the season, 288. It's a 3-2 ball game. Popped up right field. Sierra with a long run. Goins out. The second baseman makes the catch. Pinch hitter Lowe is retired, one down.
Ryan Goins taking charge, calling off by putting his glove up there. Sierra in right field and gets the out there, a critical out. Need that first out. Jared Dyson now the hitter.
Getz at first base has 13 steals this season in 15 attempts. So you got to keep a close eye on him. Dyson has lined out and grounded out twice. The Royals are not timid about running. We mentioned they had a steal earlier. They lead the majors with 122 stolen bases. Milwaukee Brewers' start of play tonight was second in the majors. They had 115. So they will run. And Jansen's aware of that. DeRosa, of course, at first base now, having pinch hit for Adam Lynn. One out. Top of the ninth. Casey Janssen trying to save it for Mark Buehrle. Outside, it's 2-1. Jansen is 24 for 26 in save opportunities. He's held opponents to 196 opponents' batting average. Up the middle, Reyes can't get it. Getz is making the turn. He'll stop there to throw to second. Gets away as it hit Getz in the side of the head. That ball bounced on the turf as he was diving back into second base, and he looks woozy. He made the turn and then goes through behind him. Dyson with the base hit to center field, gets his thinking about going to third. Then he's got to scramble back, but you can see that ball skipped off the turf and caught him on the side of the face.
Yeah, he has the ear flap on his right side, so that came back and luckily hit him in the helmet, as that whole temple side exposed on the left side. Everything seems to be okay, which is good.
So now Arancibia and Jansen put their heads together. Kansas City showing a little fight here. Kansas City has won 5 straight. They went through a tough stretch. They lost 7 in a row before turning things around.
They just went through Minnesota and swept the Twins. Trying to manufacture a run here. Blue Jays just 2 outs away from winning this game and making a winner out of the starting pitcher, Mark Buehrle.
Well, Jansen has to deal with a tough customer now. He's got George Kataris, a left-handed hitter, batting for the shortstop, Alcides Escobar. Kataris coming off the bench. He's 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter. But he's got some power. Kataris has 5 home runs in just 87 at-bats. Downstairs, 2-0. George Kataris is from Scarborough, Ontario. Now makes his home in Arizona. He was claimed by the Royals off waivers from the Athletics in January this offseason. One out, 2-0. Same pitch, this time it's a strike.
Casey Jansen just not giving in. He's going to stay right there, and finally gets the call from Paul Emmel, the home plate umpire.
The Blue Jays have strong arms in the outfield. Pilar in left, strong, accurate arm. Gose has a very strong arm, and Sierra as well. Excellent arm strength. There's a drive into center field, hit hard. Gose is there and makes the catch. 2 down.
Big out, getting the atom ball right there. Ball was hit very hard, but Anthony Gose positioned in the right spot. Moves over to his left a few steps and makes the catch. Pete Walker going to take a quick visit out there, try to get everybody on the same page as how they want to pitch Alex Gordon here.
Well, Gordon has put up big numbers against Casey Jansen. Alex Gordon is 4 for 6 against Jansen. He has 2 hits tonight. Officially 2 for 3 with a hit by pitch.
And there is a base open. Emilio Bonifacio on deck. Only one other Royal left on the bench. That's Jamie Carroll, utility infielder.
We'll be back here tomorrow. The coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern time, 9:30 Pacific time. It's the middle game of a 3-game set. Jansen is set, 2 down. Off-speed pitch, and Gordon's way out in front. Casey Jansen has multiple weapons, and he's very similar to Mark Buehrle in his approach. He is all about disrupting the timing and locating.
Gordon sitting on something hard that first pitch, and Casey pulls the string, gets him way out in front.
Bounce that breaking ball in the dirt. 1-1 pitch inside off the plate. Jansen is a perfect 4 for 4 in save opportunities against the Royals. This is his 14th appearance against Kansas City. Two balls and a strike. Off-speed pitch, and Gordon hooks it foul. Royals are down to their final strike. Blue Jays a strike away from winning the opener. Mark Buehrle in line for his 11th win.
Jays fans on their feet, anticipating this final out. One strike away from a Blue Jay victory.
Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Ground ball, Goins from his knees, and the Blue Jays will win it. Ryan Goins can smile as he makes a terrific defensive play to end the ball game. The Blue Jays defense has tightened up dramatically with the presence of Goins at second base. The Blue Jays hold on for a 3-2 win. Lind with a big hit in the first.
To his left, Ryan Goins diving for the ball and staying with it. Kind of throwing a ball over to Adam Lind in desperation, but he's able to do an athletic play there to end the game for the Blue Jays. And a W for Mark Buehrle.
Mark Buehrle wins it. The Blue Jays win 3-2. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Jeremy Guthrie and R.A. Dickey. Stay tuned. Jamie Thomas, Ken Reed coming right up. It's connected.